It's Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher, and working for the past decade plus, more like 15 years at this point, but working as a coach, a wellness coach, and a trainer has given me a wonderful opportunity just to explore how consciousness works, both in my clients and in myself. As what I found is when you can teach a concept, then it requires you to have a deeper understanding of it. And typically what you see in the world of health and wellness is someone is showing up, and what they really want is they are seeking change. They are seeking a change in an experience that they're currently going through, whether that be desiring to lose weight, to get leaner, or to put on muscle mass, or just to feel better. They seek change. And most people, if you're working at a commercial gym, a gym that's made for the masses, they're essentially uninitiated. And their level of consciousness, their level of awareness of what they're doing is usually in the negative. It's not only that they don't know, it's just their concept of what they do know is from the mainstream media, which usually takes things out of context and gives them ideas, but doesn't put them in a context where people can actually implement the ideas and create effective change. And I'm going to be going with some parallels to other things in the world in this video, but I'm just talking through the filter of what I've seen through my eyes as a coach. And when they come to me, I have to address them at an infantile level of consciousness, the consciousness of a child, because they don't know what to do, and a lot of times their beliefs are just flat out wrong on what they believe is actually going to be effective for their goals. So I have to tell them what to do, and I have to show them how to do it. And at that stage of consciousness, at the consciousness of a child, the what and how are very important, and it's about repetition, about building a practice on the right things and doing that consistently. So every client, again, that has what it takes to act and truly wants to create change and achieve their goals, they go through that process. And at some point, once they get competent in the what and the how, for those clients to evolve, to grow, we have to alter the level of consciousness. And then once they learn the language and they have that steady practice, then I start addressing them and teaching them like adults. I go into the why. I go into teaching them the principles of why they are doing their practice, so that they gain a deeper understanding of themselves. As this ultimate goal, what I ultimately aim to help people achieve is to feel a level of sovereignty within themselves, so that they have the tools, but then they can make their own choices and not be dependent on me, but be healthy, highly functional, sovereign, effective beings in this world that can come out and show up and create what's meaningful to them. And again, once someone has the basics down, once someone has put the time and effort into the what and how and has built that practice, for them to evolve, they have to start digging into that deeper understanding of why, of breaking down the process, of examining themselves on a deeper level. And again, I want to circle back to what I'm saying. If once someone becomes an adult and they are not initiated, then they get stuck at the consciousness of a child. They will always be looking for a daddy figure or a rescuer to tell them what to do, tell them what to believe, tell them how to live. And if you are an adult, a competent adult who is still living that way, you may not know it, but you are still showing up with the consciousness of a child. And my concern is when I deal with people, when I start to push them in that direction, but they fight back, they resist, they don't want to take responsibility for their lives, they don't want that level of sovereignty, they want to stay at the consciousness of a child, they want a savior, they want a king to rule over them. And some of the events that have taken place in recent time, I think, are great evidence of people being stuck, adults being stuck at an infantile level of consciousness. We've had a great opportunity to be initiated. Full disclosure has happened, just a lot of people haven't paid attention to it. It's there, but many people chose to ignore it. And when you are willfully ignorant, you remain at the consciousness of a child. And it's okay for a child to be at the consciousness of a child, but when an adult stays at the consciousness of a child, there is going to be consequences for that. There is going to be karma that you will have to answer for, that you are creating. And again, willful ignorance is a choice. You've made a choice. So I'm going to leave it at that. I've thrown a lot out there, a lot of different concepts in the ether about learning, about consciousness, about initiation. But know that we're all called. Everyone is called to be initiated. That is what the great Creator wants. The great Creator wants that relationship, that wants us to rise in consciousness, to become what we have the potential to become. But you got to be uncomfortable, you got to go deep, and you have to be willing for that to happen. I will see you on the other side. Class dismissed.